bring that in. Okay. It's going to be a top folding card. Perfect. So that's done. Pretty easy. And then I also already cut to size my panel. Let me bring that over. And I'm actually going to do a really small panel. And this is measuring, let me look at my measurements. Yeah, this is a 3.5 by 4 3/4. So we're doing a really small panel, and I'm going to go ahead and move that to the side. And what I did here is, since I don't have a lot of dies in my craft stash, I figured since I have a Cricut machine, I can go ahead and just create my own dies, if you will. I have a lot of Christmas stamps and a Christmas cardstock, but it's all packed away, and it's just a little too early for me to go ahead and try to get that all out just for one project. So I just went ahead and went into Design Space and typed in Merry Christmas, and I wanted to use foil for this. Now I will tell you my inspiration as I'm trying to weed this part here. So I have a cardstock pack, I should say. It's from Michaels, and I got it a few years ago, probably 2 or 3 years ago, and it was so different because the whole pack was all pink inspired designs, and it was pink and white, and I think, if I remember correctly, there's some gold in there as well. And I absolutely loved that pack, and I would pull it out and show you, but again, that's packed away. The Christmas crafts are packed away, and it is just too much to try to get that all unpacked this early in the year, or else I would show you. But anyway, oh no, my little eye, come back. I just loved that cardstock pack, and I don't know if you guys watched any of my card videos, but I used to make cards all the time, and years ago I was really into card making, and then kind of got out of it, and now I'm slowly getting back into it. I don't see myself getting too heavily focused on making cards, but it is a nice little break from all the normal everyday Cricut crafting. But I want to use my Cricut with my cards as much as I can. I did get for my birthday, the time of this video, my birthday was last week, and I got a mini die cutter, and I'm excited to use that. So I'm going to be using that for some cards, but I don't want to invest too much money. I'm having a real issue with this S here. So, but anyway, so I did invest in that. Or I should say I invested. I got it for my birthday, and I'm excited to use it. I have a normal size one, a die cutter, and I think the one that I got for my birthday was We Are Memory Keepers, I believe. And I do have another one from a different brand. It's a larger one, but I'm excited to have a smaller one for small pieces. But anyways, I didn't want to invest in too much of it because, like I said, we have the Cricut machine, so why not just use it? Now, you will see that I'm weeding out. The one bad part of using your Cricut machine when making cards is, you know, especially if you're using stencils and you're using the Design Space, it's harder, I would say, to try to figure out size-wise, like what your sentiments are supposed to be, especially if you don't want to get into stamps, because they can get pretty costly, right? And so you can try your best to try to, you know, figure out what size you want, and as far as the sentiment's concerned, or whatever the case is. So you can, but I still think it's a little of a challenge trying to, you know, figure out what sentiment would work and the size when you're mixing both stencils and, you know, Design Space. You'll understand what I'm talking about here in a moment. But So that's one challenge I do find with using the computer and design space and the Cricut machine with your cards. It's a little bit of a challenge what I'm trying to do here. Have two different, they're the same thing, both says Merry Christmas, but the style is a little different. And I wanted to, let me turn that over so you all can see it. So one says Merry Christmas and in a script font, and then one has, you know, a printed and a script font. Well, no, actually they're both printed. But anyway, I really like both of them, but I wasn't sure which one I will like the most. And so I just went ahead and, or whatever, which one will work the best. And so I went ahead and just cut both of them because I had enough foil iron-on for it. And I'm doing foil iron-on because I wanted to use gold foil, and I don't have it in regular adhesive vinyl, plus weeding adhesive vinyl on that scale is just too hard. And what I did here is I created an offset for my sentiments, and then I'm going to pop them up. So let me see which one goes. I think this one goes here. Does it? No. And so it's just going to go on like that. So let me get my mini iron and we will get this ironed on. Alright, so I got my iron, my mini iron preheating. While that is preheating, I'm going to go ahead and cut these apart. And let's put that on this one like so. It's really tiny. Apologize if my head gets in the way, but I need to make sure that this gets lined up good. Let's go ahead now. This glass mat is heat resistant, so I'm not going to bring out my mat, and I'm using low setting for the iron-on only because I don't want to have my paper bend or roll into itself. I'm using a 110-pound cardstock. If you're doing something on this scale and you're ironing onto paper, my suggestion would be using a really thick piece of paper for this, so that way it doesn't curl up on you. I would even probably should have done, I probably should have done craft board. I think that would have been even better because craft board is super thick and durable. Okay, the thing with foil iron-on is you don't want to lift it too early, because you don't want, when you do that and then and it starts to peel up with the backer and it doesn't adhere to your paper, the bad part of that is it will like kind of make it look all wrinkly. So you want to make sure it's fully on there. So when you're peeling it, you want to make sure that you peel it very slowly and in a really small area. And then if you see it's not sticking to the paper or whatever you're ironing it onto, whether that's paper, material, fabric, whatever, you just want to do it like a little test area and quickly put it back down as much as you can, because like I said, as soon as you lift it up too early, it will wrinkle up the design. So just kind of be mindful of that. So I'm going to let this cool down. While that's cooling down, I'm going to try to get this aligned. Slowly peeling this back. I'm being very careful to look at every single area. Make sure there's no lifting. And beautiful. All right, there is our first sentiment. And again, I have two of them, so what I can do is I can always keep the other one for another card for Christmas. And I think that turned out super awesome. All right, so I'm going to move that over here. I'm going to have something heavy on it just because there's a little bit of a curling effect. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see, but it's kind of curling in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put something heavy on it to help flatten that back out. I think this cooled down, so I'm going to go ahead and peel this up very slowly just to make sure that everything stays on the paper. And Here we go, perfect. And again, you can see some curving on the sentiment here. It's just curving in because of the heat, but again, I will just put something flat on it while we're working on our card panel, and it should be good to go. Now, just to kind of give it a comparison between the two so you guys can see that a little better, but here are the two ones that I'm debating, and I'm just not sure which one I'm gonna like, you know, which one's gonna make more sense. Is it gonna be this one or will it be this one? So I just did both. I have the vinyl, I have the paper, why not? And again, this is the kind of the downfall of using your Cricut to cut out your sentiments, or even just a design in general for card making while you're using a non-Cricut related thing, such as the stencils that I'll be using, just because it's going to be kind of hard to gauge which one I'll like, and who knows, I may not even like any of them and I'll have to switch different gears and have something different. But I don't know, I feel like one of these are going to be the winner. I'm leaning towards this one just because of how I want to place the Christmas ball, but we will figure that out as we go. So I need to put this on a flat surface because it's still a little curved, and what I want to do with this is the sentiments, at least, I want to go ahead and pop them up, and if I pop them up and they're curving in, it's just not going to look right. So we're going to have to flatten these. So that's why I want to get these done first. Bringing in my card base, I sized this at 3.5 and 4 3/4. If you watch Lainey's videos, she does that card size as well, or the panel size, I should say. And I really like that offset, although I don't know if this is going to be too small. Again, I'm kind of just winging it. I'm using my Distressed Oxide Spun Sugar by Tim Holtz, and I'm going to ink blend again, the pink, so we're doing pink and gold. I'm going to bring in my tape here so that way I can keep it in place once I get the position I want it. And I think, or do we want it going off the, you know, I'm trying to think, I'm thinking that, well, you know what? We're just going to do it. We're just going to do it. If it doesn't turn out, I'll end up redoing this video. And we will, oh, got something on that side. We will redo it. I'm just putting some washi tape down just so that way this doesn't, it doesn't shift on me. And we're doing layering with the same color, so what we're going to have to do is go really light. So I'm going to add some ink on my blending brush here, take some of it off, and then lightly come in, start on the outside, and work our way in. Pick some of that up. I'm going really at a light, like I'm using a really light brushing movement. I don't want to go too heavy-handed on this part because we're going to want to go a little heavier handed when we add the layer. So we're going to just go really lightly. I mean, I don't even know if you guys will be able to see the pink. Maybe you guys will. That's just how light I am I'm going. Again, just kind of brushing that off, starting on the outside of the stencil so you don't see any brushing marks. And I think that's good. Let me get the center real quick. All right. I think that's good. Let me peel this up very carefully. Okay, so there's that. That looks really good. So I don't know if you guys can probably see it now. Now that I have the stencil removed. Okay, and then what we're gonna do, I'm gonna clean this up real quick. And I'm just coming in, I'm gonna move that over here. I'm gonna come in with my baby wipe. I don't wanna accidentally get any ink on my hands and therefore getting ink on the card base. Coming in with this next one, so then we wanna make sure that we get this aligned perfectly. All right, I think that's good. So let me add the washi tape again. And we should be good to go. Okay, so now I want to come in a little bit heavier than we did before. And coming in pretty heavy. I'm so excited. This is the first time I'm doing this. I have, like I said, I never did this when I was making cards years ago. I always just, if you guys ever watch May May Made It, I know I spoke to her before on my channel, but she does a little bit of ink blending, but more so to distress the edges. And that's what I used to do. I used to follow her channel and was inspired by what she did. She would just layer, she would use cardstock for her cards, and I used to do that all the time. And now I feel like this trend of ink blending is so much fun. So I thought, why not get on board with that? Okay, I think that is good. Let's see if I can lift this up a little bit. I kind of just want to, oh my gosh, okay, cool. It is good. Look how awesome that is. Oh, I'm loving it. Okay, I wish there was a smaller size for this one, just because of the size I want to use. I don't want to make it too big of a card, so I just wish there was a bigger size or smaller size, and that would be perfect. But we're going to see how this looks. Let me get this cleaned up and see how it looks with adding another one. Okay, I am really excited about this card. I just need to figure out if adding a second one, let me bring in my sentiment here. Just try to get an idea. I'm really thinking this one is just kind of, let me see what it looks like without the sentiment. We're not done yet, but you know, maybe I should just do one. Because I'm going to be bringing in, gosh, now I'm kind of nervous. I'm bringing in this paint, this metallic paint, to do some splatters, but I'm kind of liking just the simplisticness of this one. You know what? I'm going to finish this one to it's all the way done and see how it looks, because I'm not sure. And again, guys, I told you I'm kind of winging it at this point because I'm not entirely sure if I want to do another one. It's just gonna, I don't want it to look like two circles on my kind of like, I like the idea of this, but I'm not that great at ink blending, and I like the splatters, right? But I'm kind of nervous with, if I were to overlap, it would just look kind of funny and weird. So I may not do another one, but let's just go ahead and continue on with the first one and see how that turns out. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add this next one here. So again, coming in and getting that all shaded in. I think I got some on my finger. Okay. Go super, you know what? I'm nervous. I'm going to cover, I got super close there, so I'm going to cover that up as well. I think that's good. I'm going to take a little sneak peek just to see how that turned out. Yeah, that turned out fine. I think I like that. All right. Let's lift this up real quick. All right. The next part is adding the little hook to them at the top here, and we're going to go pretty dark on that as well. So let me get this straight. Sorry, I'm a little off-centered here. I think that looks fine. Let me bring in some tape here, and then we'll just get this taped and get this covered up. That was pretty easy. All right, and then peel this up very carefully. Okay, get that all set. And there is some areas that I want to cover up that I don't want to accidentally get ink on. So I'm going to cover those areas up. Let's add some, I'm just making sure, all right, that looks good. And we'll start adding that. Sorry if you guys hear my dog in the background. All right, that back up. Oh, I'm loving that gold with the Christmas bulb here, or with the pink. I don't know if you guys can tell, but there is definitely a shimmer to this metallic Galaxy Gold dewdrop. I think I got that either at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, but I noticed that, I don't know if your guys' stores have them, but both Michael's and Hobby Lobby don't sell these dewdrops anymore. So I don't know, it's been a while, it might have been a while since they quit selling them, but I don't know why they quit selling them. Okay, now I'm going to get this next part aligned to this bow. There we go. That looks good. Okay, then we will just add the little dot to that. All right, I think that is good. All right, so I'm not a big fan that it's coming off the side, but you know what? I was liking it, and now that I added that, I might have just left it alone, but that's all right. Okay, so that is all done. Let me get cleaned up, and then we'll see if I should make another one. One thing that I forgot to do is add a little string, so I'm going to go ahead and add that here to the top of my Christmas bulb. Now that we have our Christmas bulb officially done, we can potentially add another one. I just, you know, after kind of looking at it, I just think it's just going to be too much, and I worry about overlaying them and how well that would be. Now, I do think that if this was a bigger card base, then I would definitely look at doing that. But I'm just liking just the simplicity of this. Now, I do want to add some splotches, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, this is deco art. It's metallic. It's really pretty. I just don't know if I want to do that just yet. So I'm going to just kind of play around with that. Now, looking at my sentiments and seeing how I like that. I wish that I was live, that way I can ask which one you guys think. I do like this one, but I don't know. I just keep on gravitating towards this sentiment, and maybe it could be, instead of on the Christmas bulb, it could be like right here. What do you guys think? I like that. Yeah. I don't know. They're both super cute, right? All right. I might have to sit here and look at and try to see which one I like. You know, drop me down a comment which one you would have chose. Would you chose the one that has completely script or this one that's printed? I think I just keep on leaning towards this one. It's a little bit minimal in comparison to this one, and I like how this may just be me being kind of crazy, but I like these little swoops, and it kind of plays in with the bow. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. I think that was my original idea. But, you know, don't get rid of these. Put them in a little container. I have a bunch of these containers, and I could put, you know, anytime I decide to go a different direction, I could put it in here and then pull it out for, you know, a different occasion. So I might just start doing that. But I definitely do like this. Now, the question is, do I want to add just a little bit of paint splashes to this, or do we think that that's enough? I do kind of like the idea of maybe adding a dewdrop. I don't think I have any. Let me look at my collection here. I do like maybe adding that to, I don't know if that's going to be too much, guys. And I do have these, And it kind of plays on with the recollections of Michael's and their white jewels, and found them in the glitter area. I think they're all one size. I just like how, I wish I had some gold because I would like to play with that, but I kind of like that, but I don't want to have it, you know, I don't want to have too much going on here. I need a little container. I know that like Amazon sells them to put some sequins in it so that way you're not spilling it out on your mat. But I actually kind of want to 3D print. And so I was going to 3D model a 3D model the little containers that you can pour in there and kind of sift through it instead of like trying to sift through all this. And there's even a smaller one. So anyways, I need to 3D model it, and then my husband has a 3D printer, and I think I'm gonna have him 3D print it. He got me some pink filament, so I'm pretty stoked about that. And I think this is just, I don't know. I'm not liking this sequence. So we're going to put that back in there. Okay. But anyway, so stay tuned to that. You'll see my 3D model, you'll see it 3D printed because I'll bring it out the next time I do a card video. So yes, I can draw in 3D. I teach 3D modeling, both architecturally and mechanical. So in fact, this upcoming semester, the fall semester, I will be teaching and we'll be teaching 3D mechanical modeling. I haven't done that in a couple of years, so I'm excited to teach that. Believe it or not, I love to teach 3D mechanical modeling over architecture, even though my background is architecture. I don't know, I just like that software. I really should have gone into mechanical modeling or mechanical engineering because I feel like I have more of a technical brain than I do an artistic brain, believe it or not. So I'm gonna add another dewdrop. Okay, I'm probably doing this a little bit prematurely just because I need to glue everything down together. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, so I'll just put these to the side and bring that in. All right, so I'm gonna bring in some foam tape. Okay, this foam tape is from Hobby Lobby. In fact, this was in my haul. You guys have not seen that video just yet. You guys will in August. I think it's towards the end of August. So all of my videos, not today because today's video was recorded the Saturday before this video came out, just because I had some surgery done and just have not been able to get in my craft room. But all of my videos from here on out till the end of August, maybe even into September, has already been recorded, and they are almost ready to be released. I got to create the little, I got to do a couple things to them. I got to add the description and all that fun stuff that goes in the behind the scenes stuff. And but anyways, so they have already been recorded. I'm actually thinking about, for those who are interested, there is a way you could do a subscription to people's channels and you can get early access to their content. So I'm hesitant to doing that because you can do a subscription fee for that, and I'm hesitant to do that only because I'm not always able to get that much content ahead. It's usually only when, for example, when my family comes down, like my parents come down and visit, they always get up with my daughter, and I usually can stay up a little bit later and be able to sleep in a little bit because they get up with her for me, and they're gracious enough to do that. And so anyways, I can work a lot that week that they are in town, and that way I can get content done in case I get sick, or in my case I had to have surgery, and that way I don't have to be in the craft room that much going, you know, when I have stuff that come up. But anyways, so let me know if you're interested in what you guys would want to do that. Get early access to all my content, kind of get like a, I don't know, like a month of content done. I haven't done it. I should have, because I really, since March, actually since March, I was able to do enough content that would take me all the way to the end of May. And then I have, at the beginning of June, I had enough content to take me all the way to the end of August that's already recorded and edited. So, but like I said, I'm not usually able to always do that. So I would hate to say, yeah, let's go ahead and pay for the early access stuff, and then not every time or every month I would have, you know, be able to do that. But anyways, so let me know if that's something that you guys want early access to my content. I'd be interested to hear your feedback. Okay, I think I got it this time. Perfect. All right, then I'm going to use my pop dots. I actually used them. I had these in my craft stash. I was actually looking for something in my craft room, and I happened to come across these. I have no idea where I got them from, because as I said before, I crafted with cards a long time ago, so it's kind of nice. It's like Christmas, because it's like, oh, I didn't realize I had that. And then other times I was like, oh, why did I purchase that? I already had it and didn't realize it. I'm gonna go ahead and add these small ones here. I'm just gonna use this pokey tool, it's like a pin tool, and add them to my little sentiment. Bring in my lint roller to pick up those little small pieces. And Charlie, get yourself a lint roller if you're doing card crafting. It works wonders. I'm just trying to think of where I want this placed at. I think that right there is good. All right, let me bring in my tweezers, because this really helps when you're trying to place sentiments. It really does help with putting your like small pieces, because your hands are so thick and it just kind of gets in the way. With the tweezers, it really does help with trying to grip your sentiment. Okay, I think that's good. Loving that. That looks so cute. You just need a little glue, and then we'll come over here and get that, put that there in the center. Okay, a little too much glue, but I'm hoping that it will clear up. Kind of wish I had some like gold sequins. I feel like that would be even better. All right, and then let's bring in these two. These smaller ones barely need any glue whatsoever. I like this side has a little tip at the end, because you can use it to move. Okay, this one's a little too much glue, but hopefully. Perfect. But there we go. There is my final card. I know it's not your traditional Christmas colors, the pink, but I don't know. I was really inspired with that paper pack from Michael's, and so I want to make sure that I tried to, you know, I was inspired by that. But anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this Christmas craft in July. Be sure to check out Crafted by Lucas and see what card she created from stuff that I made or that I sent to her. And thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!